Have you ever felt like the world is constantly pressing against you, testing your patience, and trying to pull you off balance? You know that feeling when a small comment, a minor setback, or even someone else's negativity feels like it's shaking your very core? What if I told you there's a way to face all of this and remain completely unshaken, completely calm, as if nothing can disturb you? What if I told you that you could walk through life carrying a strength so deep, so quiet that the storms around you feel powerless against your peace? Most people live their lives reacting. They let their emotions dictate their actions. One word can ruin their day. One event can destroy their focus. One person's opinion can shape how they feel about themselves. But the truth is, the external world has no real power over you unless you give it that power. The moment you stop allowing every little thing to affect you, that's the moment true freedom begins. Imagine a life where nothing can shake your core, where criticism slides off your back like water off a leaf, where failures and setbacks no longer feel like personal attacks. Imagine waking up each day with an unshakable calm, knowing that no matter what happens, you are untouchable. Why does this matter? Because life will never stop throwing challenges at you. People will continue to judge, criticize, and attempt to provoke you. Circumstances will continue to go wrong. Chaos is unavoidable. But here's the secret. How you respond to chaos defines the quality of your life. The strongest people are not those who avoid problems. They are the ones who face them and remain serene. They act as if nothing bothers them, and in doing so, they reclaim control over their own minds and their own destiny. Think about the times you lost your calm. Was it worth it? Did the anger, frustration, or worry solve anything? Usually, it only made things worse. When you react to external pressures, you give away your energy. You give away your peace. And once peace is gone, your mind becomes a battlefield of thoughts, doubts, and fear. But what if you could stop giving your energy to every little disturbance? What if you could train yourself to stay calm, composed, and focused no matter what life throws at you? This isn't just a dream. It's a skill you can learn, and it starts with acting as if nothing bothers you. Now, you might be thinking, act as if nothing bothers me? That sounds impossible. How can I ignore the things that hurt, the things that upset me? And that is exactly why so many people struggle. Most people try to control the world instead of themselves. Most people wait for circumstances to change, hoping life will suddenly become easier. But the real power lies in mastering your own mind. When you act as if nothing bothers you, you're not denying reality. You're not suppressing your emotions. You're choosing which emotions deserve your energy and which ones don't. You're deciding that peace, confidence, and focus are more important than temporary discomfort, annoyance, or negativity. Here's something powerful to remember. The mind doesn't always distinguish between what is real and what you tell it is possible. When you practice composure, when you train yourself to act unshaken, your mind begins to adapt. You start feeling stronger. You start thinking clearer. You start walking through life with a presence that commands respect without saying a word. Acting as if nothing bothers you is the first step to becoming untouchable. It's the first step to creating a life where nothing outside your mind has the power to pull you down. And here's the promise. If you stay with this video until the end, you will discover not only why acting unshaken is the key to true strength, but also practical ways to train your mind so deeply that calmness becomes your natural state. By the time you finish watching, you will understand the invisible power that lies within you, the power to walk through life as if nothing and no one can disturb your peace. You will begin to see that the world no longer controls you, you control yourself. And once you take that control, your potential becomes limitless. So before we go deeper, take a moment to reflect. How often have you let a single word, a small setback, or someone's negative energy dictate your mood? How often have you lost hours, maybe even days, feeling frustrated over things that in the end mattered very little? Imagine reclaiming all that wasted energy, all that lost time, and using it instead to grow stronger, focus on your goals, and live a life of confidence and peace. That is the life waiting for you. That is the mindset waiting to be built. And it all begins with one choice, the choice to act as if nothing bothers you. Stay with this video because what comes next will change the way you think about your emotions, your reactions, and your life. You're about to learn the mindset that can make you untouchable, unshaken, and unstoppable. And once you grasp it, nothing will ever have the power to disturb your inner calm again. Every day you are faced with countless little disturbances, a harsh word from a coworker, an unexpected problem, a disappointment that gnaws at your mind. Most people react immediately. They frown, they argue, they worry, and they carry that weight with them long after the moment has passed. But there is a profound difference between reacting and responding. Reacting is giving away your power. Responding is taking control of your own mind. Those who master the art of acting unshaken do not let external events decide their mood. They decide for themselves. Think about it. When a storm rages outside, the strongest trees do not fight the wind. They bend, they sway, but their roots hold firm. Their strength is not in resisting every gust, but in staying grounded despite it. Human beings are no different. Life's challenges will continue to blow, but your inner foundation, your focus, your confidence, your peace can remain unshakable. This is not about ignoring reality. It is about choosing which battles are worth your energy and which ones are not. The moment you stop reacting to every irritation, you start reclaiming time, energy, and clarity. Every annoyance you experience is a test, not of the world, but of you. Every criticism, every frustrating situation, every moment that tries to provoke you is asking one simple question: will you let this disturb you? And every time you respond with calm, every time you act as if nothing matters, you win. Your mind grows stronger, your patience deepens, your life becomes lighter, freer, and far more focused. Acting unshaken is not just a shield, it is a tool for growth. Every time you face difficulty without letting it control you, you are training yourself to rise above the ordinary. The people who seem untouchable are not born that way. They have learned a secret most never notice. The secret is that disturbances only have power if you allow them. No word, no action, no circumstance can touch the strength that exists within a person who chooses not to be shaken. When you embrace this mindset, life changes. Small problems no longer steal your energy. Criticism no longer feels like rejection. Frustrations no longer weigh you down. Instead, you move forward with quiet confidence, focused on what truly matters. It begins with observation. Start noticing your reactions to minor challenges. How often do you lose control over your thoughts when someone says something hurtful? How quickly do you get upset when plans go wrong? Awareness is the first step. Before you can act as if nothing bothers you, you must understand how easily you give your power away. The mind often reacts before the body has a chance to think. That is normal. But once you observe it, you gain the ability to change it. You start to choose calm over chaos. Next comes practice. Acting unbothered is a skill, not a personality trait. Like any skill, it improves with repetition. Start small. When something irritating happens, pause, breathe. Make a conscious choice not to let it control your mood. At first, it may feel unnatural because your brain is used to reacting immediately. But every time you pause and choose calm, you strengthen a mental muscle. Over time, this muscle becomes so powerful that disturbances lose their ability to shake you. You create an inner environment that no one can invade. Part of this practice is understanding perspective. Most challenges are temporary, and most criticism is not a personal attack. When you view life from a wider lens, you see that the things which seem urgent are often trivial. The things that hurt most are rarely permanent. This perspective creates mental space, a place where peace can grow. By refusing to magnify every problem, by refusing to let irritation dominate your mind, you take back control. You create calm in the middle of chaos, and that calm becomes your greatest advantage. Confidence grows naturally from this mindset. When you act as if nothing can disturb you, people sense it. There is a quiet authority in someone who refuses to be shaken. You do not need to prove yourself or argue. Your presence speaks for you. The world tests you constantly, but when your calm is stronger than any external force, you become untouchable. Confidence, focus, and clarity are byproducts of this discipline. The more you practice, the less chaos can influence you, and the more unstoppable you become. Finally, understand that this is not about suppressing emotions. Feeling anger, sadness, or frustration is human. The difference is in how you handle those emotions. You do not allow them to dictate your actions. You acknowledge them, then release them. You act as if nothing bothers you, and with each passing day, you find that inner calm becomes a natural state. It is no longer a performance. It is your reality. Life no longer has the power to distract, disturb, or derail you. You have created a mind that is serene, focused, and unstoppable. Every moment you maintain composure, you are teaching your mind a lesson. You are in charge. Every time you refuse to react to negativity, you are building resilience. Every time you remain unshaken, you are strengthening the roots of your own peace. Life will continue to challenge you, but now you are no longer a prisoner of circumstances. You are free to think clearly, act decisively, and pursue your goals without distraction. Acting as if nothing bothers you is not just a mindset, it is a transformation. The choice is yours. You can continue to let the world dictate your emotions, or you can rise above it. You can surrender your energy to every insult, every setback, every inconvenience, or you can reclaim it. And in doing so, reclaim your life. The difference between living in chaos and living in calm is a single decision: to act as if nothing can disturb you. And every decision, no matter how small, builds the person you are becoming. One of the biggest reasons people struggle to remain unshaken is that they take everything personally. A careless remark, a setback, or even a minor mistake feels like a personal attack. The truth is, most of the world is not focused on you at all. People act from their own fears, insecurities, and limitations. When you begin to understand this, you free yourself from the weight of their opinions. Their words, their criticism, their judgments, they hold no power over your inner calm unless you allow them to. It starts with detachment. Detachment does not mean indifference. It means observing life without allowing it to dominate your emotions. Picture a calm lake. Even if the wind blows across its surface, the water beneath remains still. The ripples may appear, but the depth remains undisturbed. That is how your mind can be, peaceful at its core, no matter what happens above. When you practice detachment, you begin to notice how often your reactions are automatic, unnecessary, and self-defeating. Every reaction consumes energy, diverts focus, and creates unnecessary suffering. Another key is understanding the illusion of control. Many people act as if the world should conform to their expectations. They get frustrated when it does not. But the reality is simple. Life is unpredictable, and no one has complete control over events, people, or outcomes. Trying to control what you cannot is exhausting. True power comes from controlling how you respond. Acting as if nothing bothers you is a conscious choice to stop giving away your energy to circumstances beyond your influence. When you focus on your response instead of the problem, you become the master of your own experience. Confidence grows when you stop seeking validation. Most of the disturbances you feel come from caring too much about what others think. By acting as if nothing can shake you, you stop depending on external approval. You stop reacting to praise or criticism alike. Your sense of self becomes internal, rooted in your own awareness, your own decisions, and your own values. Once your peace no longer depends on others, nothing can disturb it. This is the moment when true freedom begins. Focus is another powerful result of this mindset. When you stop wasting energy on distractions, your attention shifts to what truly matters. The tasks, goals, and dreams that once felt distant now come into sharp clarity. Your mind is no longer cluttered with unnecessary worry, anger, or fear. Every action becomes deliberate. Every decision becomes stronger. Acting unshaken allows your energy to flow toward growth, progress, and achievement rather than being scattered across problems you cannot solve. It is also important to recognize that disturbances are often temporary, yet our reactions are permanent if unchecked. People get upset over situations that, in a few hours or days, will mean nothing. Yet, in the heat of the moment, those emotions feel unbearable. By practicing calmness, by acting as if nothing bothers you, you shorten the lifespan of these reactions. You prevent temporary events from stealing your long-term peace. You transform fleeting irritations into moments of learning and self-mastery. Developing this mindset requires intentional practice. Start with small challenges. When something minor frustrates you, pause, take a deep breath. Remind yourself that your calm is stronger than any temporary discomfort. Slowly, you build a habit. Your brain begins to rewire itself, creating new pathways that favor composure over impulsive reactions. Over time, challenges that once seemed unbearable become opportunities to demonstrate strength. Your mind becomes a fortress, unshakable and secure. Emotional resilience is also a product of this approach. Life will always present obstacles, But when your mind remains stable, obstacles no longer feel like threats. They become challenges to overcome, lessons to learn, or even tests to demonstrate your growth. Acting as if nothing bothers you does not make you immune to pain. It makes you immune to unnecessary suffering. The difference is enormous. Pain may happen, but suffering is optional. You decide how much impact any event has on your inner life. The world respects those who remain calm under pressure. When everyone else reacts, panics, or complains, you stand firm. Your energy is intact. Your clarity is intact. You carry a presence that cannot be ignored. Acting unshaken is not only a personal victory, it is also a signal to the world that you are in control of yourself. People will notice, opportunities will align differently. Your life begins to shift simply because you are no longer giving away your power to minor disturbances. Finally, understand that this is a long-term transformation. No one becomes unshakable overnight. It is a gradual process of awareness, choice, and repetition. But every moment you choose composure, every time you refuse to react impulsively, you strengthen your mind. You train yourself to move through life with quiet power. You create a reality where nothing external can dictate your peace, focus, or confidence. Eventually, calmness becomes a natural state, not just a practice skill. Your mind becomes a source of strength that guides every action, every thought, and every decision. This mindset turns ordinary days into victories. Every challenge you face becomes a chance to prove your strength. Every irritation becomes an opportunity to practice control. Every comment, setback, or problem becomes a stepping stone toward mastery. The more you act as if nothing bothers you, the more freedom you gain. And with that freedom comes clarity, confidence, and unstoppable momentum. Your life shifts not because circumstances change, but because you have chosen a higher way of thinking, a stronger way of living. The ability to remain unshaken begins with understanding one fundamental truth: life will never stop testing you. Challenges are constant. People will always have opinions, expectations, and demands. Circumstances will rarely align perfectly with your desires. If you wait for the world to become easier or more convenient, you will be waiting forever. The secret is not to change life, it is to change your response. When you act as if nothing bothers you, you shift the power from the external to the internal. You stop being a victim of events and start being the architect of your own mindset. One of the most powerful ways to build this mindset is by focusing on what you can control. Too many people waste energy on things beyond their influence, other people's behavior, unforeseen events, or random setbacks. Every moment spent worrying about these things is a moment of life stolen from you. But your thoughts, your choices, your reactions, these are entirely within your control. By channeling energy toward what you can influence, you gain a sense of mastery that nothing external can take away. Acting unshaken begins with directing your energy intentionally, rather than scattering it across situations you cannot change. Another key principle is emotional discipline. Emotions are natural, but they are not instructions. When you feel frustration, anger, or disappointment, you have a choice. You can allow it to dominate your mind and actions, or you can acknowledge it, let it pass, and continue with clarity. People who maintain composure understand this. They do not suppress emotions, they manage them. Acting as if nothing disturbs you is not pretending. It is training your mind to prioritize peace, strength, and purpose over every fleeting reaction. With each choice to remain calm, your mental resilience grows stronger, and your ability to face challenges increases exponentially. Understanding the fleeting nature of most problems also strengthens your resolve. Most irritations, disappointments, and annoyances exist only briefly. Yet humans often magnify these moments, giving them power far beyond their actual significance. By stepping back and viewing situations objectively, you prevent minor events from overwhelming your mind. Perspective is a form of power. When you see that most disturbances are temporary, you gain freedom. Acting unshaken is easier when you recognize that the things that feel urgent today will likely seem trivial tomorrow. This awareness allows you to maintain composure even in the face of discomfort. Confidence is a natural byproduct of this mindset. When you refuse to be swayed by external noise, you walk through life with quiet authority. Others notice the difference. People are drawn to those who remain calm under pressure. There is a magnetic quality to someone whose energy is steady and grounded. You do not need to assert yourself aggressively or demand respect. Calmness itself commands it. By acting as if nothing bothers you, you cultivate inner power that radiates outward, shaping the way others perceive you and the way you experience the world. Discipline also plays a critical role. The mind tends to drift toward negativity, worry, or distraction unless it is intentionally trained. Practicing calmness daily is a form of discipline. Each time you encounter a challenge and consciously choose composure, you strengthen neural pathways that reinforce its behavior. Over time, remaining unshaken becomes automatic. It becomes a natural response rather than a forced effort. The more disciplined your mind, the more unshakable your presence, and the more control you have over your life. Another aspect to consider is the energy you allow into your life. People, situations, and even media can inject unnecessary stress, distraction, or negativity. When you act as if nothing can disturb you, you learn to filter these energies effectively. You begin to prioritize interactions and experiences that align with your growth, focus, and inner peace. By choosing carefully what influences your mind, you strengthen your ability to remain calm in the face of unavoidable challenges. Your mental and emotional energy becomes a resource you protect, not something you give away freely to every passing disturbance. Patience is closely tied to this approach. The ability to wait without frustration, to navigate delays or setbacks without agitation is a hallmark of an unshakable mind. Patience is not passive. It is active control over your emotions. Every situation that tests your patience is an opportunity to strengthen this skill. By acting as if nothing bothers you, even when circumstances are inconvenient, you cultivate a deep well of calmness that sustains you through life's toughest moments. Resilience and clarity grow from these practices. A mind that is undisturbed by minor problems is a mind capable of solving major ones. When emotions do not cloud judgment, decisions become sharper, actions become more effective, and focus becomes unwavering. Acting unshaken is not a superficial show of strength. It is the foundation for real achievement. Every moment of calmness reinforces your ability to face bigger challenges with confidence and composure, building a life where progress is inevitable and distractions are minimal. Finally, remember that this is not about perfection. No one is unshakable at every moment. The key is consistent practice and conscious choice. Each time you maintain calm in the face of difficulty, you reinforce a habit that shapes your character. Each time you refuse to give away your peace, you grow stronger. Life will continue to challenge you, but your inner foundation becomes so solid that nothing external can shake your determination, your focus, or your confidence. Acting as if nothing bothers you is more than a mindset. It is the path to freedom, power, and personal mastery. True strength is not measured by how hard you can push or how much you can endure. It is measured by how calm you remain when everything around you is chaotic. Life will not slow down to accommodate your feelings. Situations will continue to unfold unexpectedly. People will continue to act from fear, anger, or ignorance. The difference between those who succeed and those who struggle lies in their ability to remain composed. Acting as if nothing disturbs you does not make you weak or detached. It makes you powerful because your energy is preserved for the things that truly matter. The first step in building this strength is awareness. You must notice how often your mind reacts to things that do not require your attention. Minor comments, random setbacks, small inconveniences. These moments may seem insignificant to others, but they steal energy when they dominate your thoughts. Observing these reactions without judgment is essential. Awareness allows you to see the patterns in your mind. Once you understand how often you give away your calm, you gain the ability to change it. You become intentional about how your energy is spent. Once awareness is established, the next step is intentional control. Every time you encounter a situation that would normally disturb you, pause, take a breath, and choose your response. This may feel unusual at first because your brain is used to immediate reactions. However, every moment you choose composure, you train your mind to favor strength over agitation. You begin to replace impulsive reactions with deliberate actions. Your mental habits shift from chaos to calm, from distraction to focus. Over time, this becomes automatic, and your ability to remain unshaken grows stronger with each passing day. Perspective is another crucial element. Most problems are only as large as we perceive them to be. A moment of discomfort can feel overwhelming, yet in the grand scheme of life, it may be almost meaningless. By taking a step back and observing challenges from a wider lens, you reduce their power over your mind. Perspective is not about avoiding responsibility or ignoring reality. It is about understanding proportion. It allows you to respond with clarity rather than react with stress. Acting as if nothing bothers you becomes natural when you see that most disturbances are temporary and unworthy of your energy. Confidence begins to grow when composure becomes a habit. When you refuse to be swayed by negativity, people notice it instinctively. They are drawn to the calm and steady energy of someone who is grounded, no matter the situation. Confidence is not loud, it is quiet, steady, and unshakable. By acting as if nothing disturbs you, you demonstrate mastery over your own mind. This mastery becomes visible in your decisions, your actions, and the way you carry yourself. Others may try to test you, but your calm presence communicates that you are in control, and this alone commands respect. Discipline is equally important. The mind is like a muscle. It strengthens with consistent training. Every time you consciously choose not to react to irritation or provocation, you reinforce mental pathways that favor calmness. Over time, the effort required to remain composed diminishes. Acting unshaken becomes a natural response rather than a forced exercise. Discipline builds the foundation for resilience, and resilience allows you to navigate life's challenges without losing your center. Another essential aspect is energy management. Life constantly demands attention, focus, and emotion. Every disturbance drains energy if allowed. By acting as if nothing bothers you, you retain your energy for meaningful pursuits. Your mental resources are not wasted on trivial problems, gossip, or criticism. Instead, they are directed toward your growth, your goals, and the development of your potential. Protecting your energy in this way is a form of self-respect and self-mastery that cannot be overstated. Patience also grows naturally from this mindset. Impatience comes from giving power to circumstances beyond your control. Delays, setbacks, and mistakes can frustrate anyone. But when you act as if nothing bothers you, you develop the ability to endure without agitation. Patience is active, not passive. It is the conscious decision to remain steady, to allow time to unfold without unnecessary stress. This patience strengthens your resolve, improves decision-making, and enhances your focus on long-term objectives rather than temporary discomfort. Emotional resilience is strengthened through repeated practice. Life will inevitably bring difficulties, but when your mind remains calm, challenges lose their destructive power. You learn to experience pain without letting it dominate your thoughts. Disappointment does not derail your focus. Criticism does not cloud your judgment. By maintaining composure, you transform obstacles into opportunities for growth. Each time you act unshaken, your mental resilience increases and your capacity to handle larger challenges expands. Finally, acting as if nothing bothers you cultivates a deeper sense of freedom. Most people live trapped by reactions, constantly pulled by external forces. By choosing calmness, you break free from this invisible cage. You gain autonomy over your thoughts, your emotions, and your focus. You begin to operate from a place of power rather than vulnerability. This freedom allows you to pursue your goals with clarity and confidence, to navigate relationships with calm authority, and to approach life with a sense of unshakable strength. Each small choice to remain composed builds toward a life of extraordinary mental power. Every moment you refuse to react unnecessarily strengthens your focus. Every time you prioritize inner calm over external chaos deepens your confidence. Acting as if nothing disturbs you is not just a practice, it is a transformation. It changes how you perceive the world, how you interact with others, and how you experience yourself. It turns ordinary days into victories and minor setbacks into opportunities to prove your strength. There is a moment in every person's life when they realize that peace is not something found in the outside world. It is something built within. Many spend their days searching for calmness in circumstances, hoping that if things finally go their way, they will feel steady. But stability created by external events will always be temporary. Real stability comes from a decision made inside the mind, the decision to remain grounded, no matter what unfolds. Acting as if nothing bothers you is not about pretending the world is perfect. It is about carrying unshakable calm into an imperfect world. The greatest power lies in self-mastery. When you control your inner state, the actions of others lose their ability to dictate your emotions. Imagine walking through a crowded room filled with noise, distraction, and chaos. yet your mind feels as still as a quiet forest. That is the power of inner control. You no longer bend to every passing sound or movement. You decide how you feel, how you think, and how you act. This mastery does not arrive by chance. It is developed through daily practice and deliberate choice. One of the strongest tools for building this mastery is silence. Most people rush to defend themselves, to explain, or to argue when they feel challenged. But silence often speaks louder than words. Choosing not to react verbally, choosing not to give energy to arguments, allows you to maintain your strength. Silence is not weakness. It is a signal of inner security. It shows that your peace is worth more than temporary victory in a meaningless battle. When you remain calm and quiet in the face of provocation, you are exercising the highest level of discipline. Clarity also grows when you stop feeding every disturbance with attention. The human mind becomes clouded when it is pulled in many directions. Stress multiplies when we focus on things that are outside our influence. But when you act unbothered, your mental space clears. You begin to see opportunities hidden in challenges. You find solutions where others only see obstacles. Composure sharpens vision. It allows you to focus on the bigger picture rather than being lost in the noise of small distractions. Strength of character is revealed most clearly in difficult times. Anyone can appear confident when life is smooth, but the true test is how you respond when pressure rises. Do you collapse under the weight of stress, or do you rise above it with calm? Every difficult situation is an invitation to prove your strength. By acting as if nothing shakes you, you demonstrate to yourself that you are stronger than circumstances. Each challenge becomes an opportunity to affirm that your inner world is untouchable. Another vital aspect of this mindset is the ability to separate what matters from what does not. So much of human energy is wasted on trivial matters, arguments that lead nowhere, opinions that hold no real value, problems that fade quickly. When you act unshaken, you learn to filter. You stop pouring energy into what is meaningless and invest it into what supports your growth, your peace, and your purpose. This focus creates momentum in life. You are no longer slowed by distractions. You are propelled by clarity. Resisting the urge to react immediately is also a powerful practice. Impulsive reactions often create regret. Words spoken in anger, decisions made in frustration, or actions taken without thought often cause more harm than the original problem. By acting as if nothing bothers you, you create space between the event and your response. That space is where wisdom lives. In that pause, you gain the clarity to decide how you want to move forward. This ability to pause, to wait, and to respond rather than react is one of the strongest signs of an unshakable mind. Calmness also brings health benefits that are often overlooked. Stress, anxiety, and constant agitation wear down the body. They weaken focus, disturb sleep, and drain physical energy. But when you carry composure, your body feels lighter. Your breathing becomes steadier. Your thoughts become clearer, and your energy lasts longer. Acting as if nothing affects you is not just a mental choice. It is also a gift to your physical well-being. A calm mind leads to a stronger, healthier life. This mindset also transforms relationships. When you are no longer triggered by every word or action, your connections with others improve. You stop fueling arguments and instead create space for understanding. People trust those who remain steady. They feel safe around someone who does not overreact. By maintaining composure, you bring harmony into your interactions. You stop being controlled by the emotions of others and instead influence them through your own calm presence. Finally, choosing to remain unbothered opens the door to freedom. Freedom from the need to always defend yourself. Freedom from being a prisoner of your emotions. Freedom from the endless cycle of reaction and regret. This freedom gives you the ability to pursue your purpose with single-minded determination. It allows you to live with strength, dignity, and clarity. Every day you act unshaken, you add another layer of strength to your foundation. Over time, nothing outside yourself can disturb the fortress you have built within. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to test your inner strength. Life will constantly present obstacles that seem designed to push you off balance, yet the mind that acts as if nothing can disturb it transforms these obstacles into stepping stones. Each test becomes a chance to prove to yourself that you are stronger than circumstances, that your peace is not negotiable, and that your focus is unbreakable. The more you practice remaining unshaken, the more natural it becomes to move through life with unwavering composure. A powerful strategy to strengthen this mindset is mental rehearsal. Imagine situations that usually disturb you, arguments, setbacks, or criticism, and visualize yourself responding with calm and clarity. Picture yourself remaining steady, not allowing the situation to drain your energy or disrupt your focus. Mental rehearsal trains the brain to respond differently when the moment actually arrives. The more vividly you imagine yourself staying composed, the more your subconscious begins to accept it as normal. This is how unshakable minds are built, not overnight, but through repeated practice of thought, intention, and visualization. Equally important is the ability to detach from outcomes. Too often people become disturbed because they attach their happiness or peace to specific results. When plans fail or expectations are unmet, emotions spiral. Acting as if nothing bothers you is about detaching from the need for a specific outcome. It is about investing your energy in effort rather than the result. When you focus on what you can control, your attitude, your effort, your response, you become resilient. The world may not give you exactly what you want, but your inner calm remains intact. Acceptance is another key element. Life is rarely fair. People will make mistakes. Situations will go wrong. Accepting reality as it is, without judgment, does not mean resignation. It means recognizing what cannot be changed and choosing to protect your peace instead of fighting an unwinnable battle. Acceptance frees the mind. It allows you to act with clarity and purpose rather than being trapped in frustration or resistance. When you embrace this mindset, life no longer feels like a series of attacks, but a continuous field of opportunities to demonstrate composure and strength. Focus strengthens as calmness becomes habitual. When the mind is no longer constantly reacting, energy is freed for meaningful pursuits. Tasks that once seemed overwhelming are approached with precision and confidence. Creativity flows more easily, decisions become sharper, and relationships benefit from steadiness rather than volatility. Acting as if nothing disturbs you allows your attention to align with purpose rather than being scattered by distractions, irritations, or unnecessary conflict. Every step taken in composure strengthens your ability to achieve goals without losing peace. Self-respect grows naturally from this discipline. When you refuse to allow minor disturbances to dictate your feelings, you are sending a powerful message to yourself. Your energy is valuable, your time is valuable, and your peace is non-negotiable. Respecting your own mental space builds confidence that radiates outward. Others instinctively recognize this strength. You no longer need to justify yourself or explain your reactions. Your calmness alone communicates the value you place on your own presence. Another critical component is emotional awareness. Acting unbothered does not mean ignoring your feelings. It means understanding them without allowing them to hijack your actions. When you feel irritation or frustration arise, acknowledge it, label it, and let it pass without giving it control. Emotional awareness creates freedom. You are no longer at the mercy of impulses or reactions. You choose which thoughts and feelings deserve energy and which ones fade without consequence. Over time, this awareness strengthens the mind, making composure almost effortless. Consistency is the foundation of mastery. Occasional calmness is not enough to transform your life. True, unshakable strength is built through repeated choices to remain composed, even in small matters. Each time you navigate a minor inconvenience without reacting, you are preparing yourself for major challenges. Every moment of intentional calm reinforces neural pathways, creating habits that make peace your default state. Life may continue to challenge you, but your reactions become deliberate rather than automatic. Freedom emerges from this practice. Most people are slaves to external events, constantly reacting, constantly giving away energy, constantly feeling disrupted. When you act as if nothing can disturb you, you break free from this invisible cage. You control your thoughts, your emotions, and your attention. You choose where to invest energy, what to care about, and how to respond. This freedom allows you to live intentionally, pursue your goals with focus, and build a life shaped by your own decisions rather than the whims of the world around you. Finally, the mindset of being unshaken strengthens resilience in ways that ripple through every area of life. Challenges that once caused panic or doubt now become opportunities to demonstrate control. Setbacks no longer derail progress, they provide lessons and growth. Criticism no longer wounds, it becomes irrelevant noise. With each passing day, your mind becomes more disciplined, your energy more concentrated, and your life more aligned with purpose. Acting as if nothing disturbs you is not simply a habit. It is the key to unlocking a life of freedom, power, and unstoppable momentum. One of the most powerful realizations in life is understanding that disturbances are only as strong as the meaning you give them. A careless word, an unexpected setback, or a frustrating circumstance only has the power to affect you if you allow it. The moment you stop assigning weight to these external triggers, your mind gains freedom. You begin to see that the world cannot harm your peace without your consent. Acting as if nothing bothers you is the conscious decision to refuse giving your energy away to trivial matters. It is choosing to stand firm while everything else swirls around you. A major part of this mindset is controlling your thoughts. Most disturbances start not in the world outside, but inside your own mind. Worry, doubt, and fear amplify small problems into overwhelming storms. By training your mind to focus on what serves your purpose, you reduce the influence of external chaos. When your inner dialogue is disciplined, when you consciously decide to stay calm, disturbances lose their intensity. This mental strength grows every time you redirect attention from negativity to clarity. The brain, like a muscle, becomes stronger with repeated practice of calm, deliberate thought. Learning to act unshaken also requires letting go of resentment. Holding on to anger, frustration, or grudges gives away your power. You may believe that by reacting or holding on to these feelings, you are defending yourself. But in truth, you are only allowing external events to dominate your inner life. Choosing calm does not mean you accept everything that happens. It means you refuse to let it control your emotional state. Every time you release unnecessary resentment, your energy increases, your mind clears, and your presence becomes more powerful. Self-confidence grows when composure becomes habitual. When you no longer react to minor irritations, your actions are guided by purpose rather than emotion. Others notice this. People instinctively respect someone whose energy remains steady, someone whose decisions are not clouded by impulse or agitation. Acting unshaken creates a presence that is magnetic. Your confidence is no longer dependent on approval or validation. It comes from a deep understanding that your peace is not negotiable. Patience is strengthened by practicing calmness. Life rarely unfolds perfectly, and delays or unexpected difficulties are inevitable. Those who act unbothered see these moments not as threats, but as opportunities to refine endurance. Each time you encounter a frustrating situation without reacting, you are reinforcing the ability to remain steady. This patience extends beyond minor challenges. It prepares you for larger obstacles, building resilience that lasts a lifetime. Emotional intelligence is another benefit of this mindset. By observing reactions without immediately giving into them, you gain awareness of your feelings and the feelings of others. You begin to understand which situations require attention and which do not. You learn to respond thoughtfully rather than impulsively. Acting as if nothing can disturb you sharpens your emotional awareness, allowing you to navigate relationships, work, and life situations with wisdom and clarity. The concept of mental distance is critical. Most disturbances feel powerful because we become too close to them, emotionally, mentally, or physically. By creating distance, by observing situations as an outsider might, you reduce their impact. This does not mean ignoring reality. It means refusing to let minor irritations penetrate your focus. When you practice this consistently, your mind becomes like a calm lake, undisturbed by the ripples on its surface. You experience life with a sense of stability that others rarely achieve. Discipline is key to sustaining this mindset. Calmness is a habit built through repetition and conscious effort. Every time you encounter stress and choose composure, you strengthen mental pathways that favor steadiness. Over time, maintaining peace becomes automatic. Life's challenges no longer provoke unnecessary reactions. Instead, they become moments to demonstrate control and strength. Discipline transforms calmness from a choice into a natural state of being. Energy management becomes effortless. Once calmness is habitual, most people exhaust themselves reacting to minor issues, arguments, and criticisms. By acting unshaken, you preserve energy for meaningful pursuits. You redirect your focus toward growth, goals, and self-improvement. This concentrated energy multiplies results, creating momentum in life. Your mind becomes a tool of precision, your actions deliberate, and your presence commanding. Finally, freedom is the ultimate reward of acting unbothered. Most people live as prisoners to external events, letting circumstances dictate moods and decisions. By choosing calm, you reclaim autonomy. Your thoughts, emotions, and attention belong to you, not to the chaos around you. This freedom allows you to live intentionally, pursue your dreams with clarity, and navigate life with unshakable confidence. Each moment you maintain composure, you reinforce your ability to create a life guided by purpose, not distraction. Every disturbance avoided, every reaction withheld, every moment of composure contributes to a life of strength. The more consistently you act as if nothing can disturb you, the more unshakable your mind becomes. Calmness, focus, patience, and clarity grow naturally, and with them comes the freedom to live fully and powerfully. Acting unbothered is not just a strategy, it is a way of life, a method to transform challenges into opportunities, and a path to becoming truly unstoppable. The strength to remain unbothered comes from understanding one simple truth. Nothing outside of you can control your peace unless you allow it. Most people surrender their energy to every passing irritation, argument, or setback. They let the opinions of others dictate their mood, and they give power to events they cannot change. But when you decide to act as if nothing disturbs you, you reclaim control. You choose what affects your mind and what passes by without impact. This choice is the foundation of true personal power. Life is full of unpredictable situations. Delays, mistakes, misunderstandings, and unexpected challenges are constant. Those who react impulsively waste energy and lose focus. They allow circumstances to shape their emotions instead of controlling them. Acting unshaken is a conscious decision to remain centered regardless of the chaos around you. By practicing this consistently, you create a mental state that is calm, resilient, and unwavering. You become someone who can face difficulty with confidence and composure. Another key element is focus. When you stop letting minor disturbances pull your attention in every direction, your mind becomes sharp and clear. You notice solutions where others only see problems. Decisions are made with clarity, not emotional distraction. Acting as if nothing bothers you allows energy to be invested where it matters most, toward goals, growth, and meaningful action. This concentrated focus creates momentum, turning small daily efforts into significant progress over time. Self-mastery also comes from controlling your reactions. Emotions are natural, but they do not have to dictate behavior. Anger, frustration, or disappointment can arise, but you have the choice to respond calmly. Each moment you resist the urge to react impulsively strengthens your mental resilience. Every time composure is chosen over reaction, the mind becomes more disciplined. You learn to navigate life with quiet authority, making decisions from a place of power rather than vulnerability. Perspective transforms how disturbances are experienced. Most problems feel bigger than they are because the mind magnifies them. By stepping back and seeing challenges objectively, you reduce their impact. Situations that once seemed unbearable now appear manageable. By practicing this perspective, you protect your peace from unnecessary disruption. You no longer inflate minor problems into crises, and this allows calmness to become a natural part of your mindset. Patience grows from acting unbothered. Life will not always move at your pace. Delays, interruptions, and unexpected events are unavoidable. By remaining composed in these moments, you strengthen your ability to endure without frustration. Patience is not passive. It is a deliberate choice to maintain equilibrium in the face of obstacles. Over time, this practice develops resilience and fortitude, making it easier to handle larger challenges with the same calm approach. Emotional intelligence is enhanced when composure is habitual. By observing feelings without immediately reacting, you gain awareness of yourself and others. You can recognize which situations require attention and which are irrelevant distractions. This awareness allows interactions to be more thoughtful, relationships to improve, and decisions to be more effective. Acting as if nothing disturbs you sharpens this skill, making it easier to navigate life with balance and clarity. Discipline is the backbone of an unshakable mindset. Maintaining calm in every situation requires repetition and consistent effort. Each time you practice composure, you reinforce mental pathways that favor steadiness over impulsiveness. Over time, this discipline makes calmness a default response, Challenges that once provoked anxiety or anger are now met with quiet confidence. Life storms no longer dictate your inner state. They become opportunities to demonstrate strength and self-control. Energy management is a natural benefit of remaining composed. Most people expend energy reacting to minor events or engaging in unnecessary arguments. By acting unshaken, energy is preserved for meaningful endeavors. You are no longer drained by distractions, stress, or the opinions of others. Instead, energy is directed toward growth, goals, and purposeful action. This creates momentum and allows you to make progress while maintaining peace of mind. Finally, freedom is the ultimate reward of mastering composure. People who react to everything around them live in a state of constant disturbance. Their emotions, decisions, and actions are controlled by external forces. When you act as if nothing bothers you, you reclaim autonomy over your life. You choose your thoughts, your responses, and your focus. This freedom allows you to live intentionally, pursue ambitions with clarity, and navigate challenges with unwavering confidence. Every moment of composure strengthens this freedom, building a life rooted in purpose rather than chaos. Acting as if nothing disturbs you is more than a skill. It is a transformation. Changes how you perceive challenges, how you respond to people, and how you experience yourself. Every situation becomes an opportunity to practice strength. Every distraction becomes a chance to reinforce focus. Every irritation becomes a tool to build mental resilience. Over time, these consistent choices cultivate an unshakable mindset, empowering you to move through life with confidence, clarity, and unstoppable momentum. True mastery of your mind is revealed not in moments of comfort, but in moments of challenge. Life will continue to test you, to provoke you, and to throw obstacles in your path. The difference between those who succeed and those who are overwhelmed lies in one critical skill: the ability to remain unshaken. Acting as if nothing can disturb you is not about ignoring problems or pretending everything is fine. It is about cultivating a mind so strong, so disciplined, and so focused that external chaos cannot control your inner state. This is the power that transforms ordinary people into unstoppable forces. Every disturbance you face is an opportunity to practice this strength. A harsh word, an unexpected setback, or a frustrating delay. These are tests, not punishments. Each time you respond with calm instead of reaction, you reinforce a new habit. Your mind begins to operate from a place of control rather than chaos. Over time, this becomes natural. You no longer waste energy on things that do not serve you. Your focus sharpens, your confidence grows, and your ability to navigate life with clarity becomes unshakable. Awareness is the first step. Notice how often your thoughts and emotions are hijacked by minor irritations. Pay attention to moments when you feel tension, frustration, or anger. These are opportunities to intervene, to pause, and to make a conscious choice to remain calm. Awareness alone is transformative. Once you recognize the patterns of distraction and agitation, you gain the ability to disrupt them before they dictate your reactions. Your power begins the moment you choose not to surrender your mind to every passing disturbance. Discipline builds on awareness. The mind is like a muscle. It strengthens with consistent practice. Each moment you choose composure over reaction reinforces neural pathways that make calmness automatic. Life storms become less intimidating. Small challenges no longer steal your energy, and even major setbacks are met with clarity. Discipline is not a one-time effort. It is repeated, intentional choice. Every day you practice staying unshaken, you are building a mental fortress that cannot be breached by external events. Perspective is another cornerstone of this mindset. Most problems are temporary, most criticisms are fleeting, and most irritations are meaningless in the grand scheme of life. By zooming out and viewing challenges objectively, you reduce their emotional impact. What feels overwhelming today may seem trivial tomorrow. Acting as if nothing can disturb you is about training the mind to see beyond the immediate, to understand proportion, and to maintain clarity regardless of circumstance. Perspective allows calmness to become a default state rather than an occasional achievement. Focus grows naturally from this practice. When you stop reacting to every disturbance, your mental energy becomes available for meaningful pursuits. Your attention sharpens. Decisions are made with clarity, not emotion. Your actions align with purpose rather than impulse. Every moment spent acting unshaken strengthens focus, creates momentum, and propels you toward your goals. By protecting your mental space, you ensure that your energy is spent on progress rather than wasted on distractions. Confidence is a natural byproduct. People who maintain composure in every situation exude an authority that cannot be ignored. They are respected, trusted, and followed, not because they demand it, but because calmness communicates strength. By acting as if nothing can disturb you, you cultivate a presence that is magnetic. Others sense the stability in your mind and are drawn to it. Confidence is no longer dependent on approval or circumstances. It is internal, unwavering, and powerful. Patience is strengthened through repetition. Life will not always move according to your plans,